Good morning, YouTube. My name is RoShawn C. Evans. I am here today. I often do videos to educate people about the sex offender registry and the impacts that it have on individual lives, family lives, and the impact it have on communities. The reasons for my videos, a lot of people ask, why do you make these videos? Well, I make these videos for a few different reasons. I make these videos to show people that just because you have an accusation of some sort don't make you guilty of a crime. I make these videos to educate people that just because you were sucked into the criminal justice system and took a case to trial and lost doesn't make you guilty of a crime. I make these videos to show people that just because you experienced a situation that puts you in a courtroom fighting for your life and you sign a plea deal doesn't make you guilty of a crime. I make these videos because there's a lot of people that's in a position not because they're guilty of a crime, but because they were chosen. And I know I often, on my videos, share my experience with the criminal justice system. And, I have some trolls that jump on my account and they, say, he say the same thing over and over. And why you keep talking about an angry parent? Or why you keep... I understand everybody jump into my YouTube channel where they jump into my YouTube channel and they watch whatever video they catch. But there's a point that I intentionally make going into my videos, and that is how I was sucked into the criminal justice system. Just like I'm about to do now. I was 17 years old, a 17-year-old boy, out here in the streets with a support system, not the proper support system, hanging out with a female that snuck away from her house, that I had no idea snuck away from her house, to come and do what she wanted to do, what we wanted to do, which was be grown when no adults was around. And I am the only one that's suffering for the rest of my life because of a decision that this young lady made to sneak away from her house. Me and this young lady, we are 1 year and 4 months apart. My charge is touching a minor. We both were under 18, but yet, since this girl had an angry parent standing next to her, the only one that have to endure the pain and the punishment is me. This happened when I was 17. I am 39 years old right now, and I am still dealing with the criminal justice system from a charge that I should have never had because of somebody making a choice to disobey their mother and sneak away from the home to hang out with me and my friends when I had no idea what was happening. So, I surveyed 100 people, and I come up with these questions because of some of the experiences or the problems that I face mentally and physically. And I want to understand how others feel. And then I want to share it with the world. So the survey, I actually polled 100 people. And with the 100 people, the question was, does any of the following make you feel uncomfortable as a sex offender? 1, being around people that you are attracted to. Second answer, being around the opposite sex. Third answer, being around kids or babies. The fourth answer was being in crowds. The fifth answer was all of the above. And the last answer is none of the above bothers me. For me personally, after I caught my charge and I start understanding, the magnitude of the problems that I was in after I signed that plea deal, when I actually got put on the sex offender registry. Like, for me personally, it made it hard for me to be around like certain women. If I didn't know you, I didn't want to be around you, even if I was attracted to you. Like, if you didn't know me, if you didn't grow up with me, I didn't want to be around you. Like, by no means I wanted to have a woman use my this charge as leverage to control me by creating a whole nother scenario of another kind with them, because they knew that I had already caught a charge that I shouldn't have had in the first place. So just being around women in general, it was very uncomfortable, unless I had someone else around with me that I knew. But being alone with someone I was attracted to, I didn't want no parts of it. For the second one, only one person checked that box. So 1% out of 100 surveyed said that it was uncomfortable being around people that they were attracted to. 3% of the people said being around the opposite sex was hard. Also, again, if you were opposite sex and you didn't grow up with me, I had a problem struggling with, just wanting to interact with you as well, on a personal level because of what happened to me. The third question, being around babies or kids, does any of the following make you feel uncomfortable? Being around babies and kids was a big one for me. I didn't want nobody's kids around me, especially if it wasn't somebody's kids that I grew up with, or somebody's kids that knew me. I didn't want, my charge, again, was touching a minor when I was 17 with a female that snuck away from her house that's a year and 4 months younger than me. I didn't want no more of those problems. But 23% of people said being around kids or babies was hard and tough for them. And then 4 people said it was hard being in crowds, parties, gatherings. When it's parties and gatherings, they didn't feel comfortable. And 21% of the people said all of the above. So that actually gives 52% of the people that answered this survey. I'm going to repeat the question. Does any of the following make you feel uncomfortable as a sex offender? 52% of the people surveyed in this 100-person survey said they were uncomfortable being around somebody that they was attracted to, being around the opposite sex, being around kids or babies, being in crowds, or all of the above. 52% of the people out of 100 that surveyed on this survey, that's on the sex offender registry, are uncomfortable being around people in general. And if you don't hear what I'm saying, and if you don't get what I am piecing together for you on this survey, I'm giving you a mental picture of the psychological problems people go through from being placed on a sex offender registry. I'm painting a picture of what you are doing to people when you put them in this box and cast them out and take everything away from them from an accusation. Not all charges are only accusations. Some people actually did certain things to commit crimes, but is the sex offender registry constitutional? I asked that on another video. The problems it brings, not only to the individual that is being placed on the registry, but the family of those placed on the sex offender registry. The kids, the children of those placed on the sex offender registry. It also does something to the people who stay next door to you that find out you're on a registry, not knowing that you're on a registry, some of you, due to just an accusation, or because you didn't have money to pay for your innocence or fight your case, or you took it to trial and had a court appointed and lost when you were telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth in the court of law. And the last 48% of the people that answered the question, does any of the following make you feel uncomfortable as a sex offender? 48% of the people said none of the above. 48% of the people said that they are just fine. None of this impacts them being around kids or people that they are attracted to, crowds, opposite sex. But that's under 50% of the people. And I wonder, with the 48%, because this was a digital survey, so I do wonder. Well, you know what? I'm going to keep that thought to myself. But under 50% of the people said that they are comfortable with life in general, pretty much. Over 50% of the people that's on the sex offender registry are experiencing some psychological problems. And one thing, again, that I want people to understand when you hear my videos, when you hear me talking about the registry or any other criminal offense that people experience, is that just because you take something to trial and you lose does not make you guilty of a crime. Just because you take something or sign a plea deal in the court of law doesn't make you guilty of a crime. It just means you were looking for the most lenient sentence for whatever reason. You didn't think you can beat it. Didn't have enough money to pay for your freedom, your innocence. Or just thought you was up against a system that was going to do what they wanted to do to you and hit you with the most maximum punishment that they can hit you with simply because you are male or a minority or some color, an immigrant, poor. I make these videos because I want people to think about what they are doing to people when they create a false accusation. I make these videos because I want parents to think about the other child's life that they are about to destroy because they can't control their kid. I make these videos because of those that advocate in the Me Too movement for individuals that are victims of sexual assault, that advocate for the rights of those that have been impacted because they had been sexually assaulted. I make these videos so that the Me Too movement would not only stand up for those victims that was impacted from sexual assault, but also stand up against those angry parents that wish to ruin another child's life because they couldn't stand up to their kid. I make these videos so that the Me Too movement, not only do they stand up for those impacted from sexual assault, but also they need to stand up to those that create false sexual accusations. I make these videos so people can get involved into dismantling a system that was created to oppress. I make these videos because we need equity in our criminal justice system. Thank you for watching.